Class, this is Ski from Cerritos College. This is the third part of our exercise on using the pen tool in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, what you see on the screen right now is the car and the trailer that I did with you in the demo uh, of the second part of this exercise. We're in the third part now. We're going to do the trailer and the car, and we're going to add different details and change things, add color to make this more interesting. Okay, so here's the trailer and the car that was from the last exercise. Let's get rid of them. Okay, delete and delete. Okay, what you see here is basically the trailer. I truncated it. I made it a little bit shorter, and the car is different. I didn't like the car. It looked a little bit too funky, the kind of roly-poly rounded one. So I wanted something that looked like a Volkswagen Beetle, and to do that, here it is. I went online, got a beetle. In fact, I didn't get a photograph. If you're going to do a copy trace or do an illustration of an illustration, it's a lot easier than to do an illustration of a photo. In a photograph, there's just way too much visual information. So this illustrator I'm not stealing it, I'm just using it. As you can see, it doesn't really look that much like what I've simplified it to. Okay? So there we go, just so you aren't thrown by the different shape. And I basically went over all of it and kind of traced it, just kind of followed certain lines. And that is what you see below here. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And now we're down to this. Okay, so here I'm going to bring this up. Now I'm going to do this, make this blue and this one red. Okay, so the fill will be red. So we go over here to the tools on the far left, and right here you can see that the outline is black, and here's your black. Whatever is up front is what is operative. In other words, what is currently being used. Okay, so I want now to fill it. So let's go over here, click this. This is the fill, and I'm going to double click on it. There you go. Now this is the color picker. There's different ways to choose color. This is one of them. We'll go over all the ways to pick color, but let's just stick with this one. This is a slider. So you can go, there's a red here, which is kind of a magenta red, and this is more of a pure red down here. So I'm going to click on this and make sure that see the selector, it's right here. It's sampling black right now. So let's go up here. There we go. Nice juicy red. All right, and let's click OK. Beautiful. Nice juicy red. All right, let's make this a nice blue. And these are vibrant colors. This is not gonna be a realistic illustration. We're gonna go over different types of illustration in this class. Okay, so this is very stylized. Okay, it's almost cartoon-like. Okay, click on this. Double click. It's white here, so you see white here for the fill. Double click. Let's do blue. And it just so happened to come up blue. But I want a darker blue. Let's go up here. Again, this is pure white, pure black, and here's your blues. So in this quadrant here. So let's select. Whoa, that's pretty dark. Let's go. Let's go about there. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit here toward the green now too. I like this better. So let's just do okay here, and then we got it. Okay, another thing I want to bring up now is line work on any illustration. In Adobe Illustrator, you generally will work with black as an outline, okay? So, which is here, it's called stroke, but it's really an outline. Okay, so why don't you, instead of using black, why don't you choose another color or nothing at all? Don't use black. Generally speaking, anything will look better without black on it. Watch. Click. I'm going to do none for this. And click. I'm going to do none for that. Do you see how much nicer it looks? It looks more professional. It just looks better, and it's almost hard to explain, but I don't know. I think part of us keeping the black line has to do with when we were kids, we would color within the lines. I don't know. But anyway, it really pays to get rid of them. Okay, but for this particular assignment, we're going to keep them and do something else. Okay, I'm going to do Command or Alt Z. Alt Z. There you go. I got them both back. Now, let's do something here. Let's click on both. 1, hold Shift key down. 2, now let's go over to the stroke here. Let's make it 3 on both of them. It's a really heavy black line, but we're not going to keep it. Okay, so for the red, let's click on it. Let's make this a red line. Double click. Let's go to red, but let's click and make it a dark red. Okay? There we go. I said that kind of sinister, but anyway. So this is going to be a darker red here, okay? See that? It's kind of cool, isn't it? It's a different way of working with color. Anyway, let's do this one now. Blue. Double click. Blue. And let's do a dark blue. There you go. So outline, dark blue, fill, medium blue. Same thing here, medium red, dark red. Okay, look good? I think it does. Okay, let's get going here. Let's bring in that Beetle again, the Volkswagen Beetle, because I need to look at it for doing the windows. Okay, again, I've told you this before in my class. Some of you fret about not knowing how to draw. When Adobe Illustrator, you really don't need to draw. It helps. It especially helps you be more creative to explore different areas. Because if you're always tracing, you tend to you're limiting your creativity. But when you do trace, make sure you do something different. Okay, so these windows here, I'm going to do these 2 windows, but I'm not going to do this one. It's just a choice. I just don't want this demo to take too long. So I'm going to put on tires on the car and also on the trailer, okay? And there's also this nice black. I don't even know what it is in the undercarriage, but it looks like there's a muffler here. I don't know what this is, but anyway, let's put black underneath here. I don't know, just to define it. And let's put a little light in the front. I'm not going to do all of this stuff is really cool. Whoever did this did a great job, and they probably did it in Adobe Illustrator too. Let's put a little bit of handle on it, but let's stylize this, okay? And maybe a steering wheel. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to go up to, this is the rulers. Remember, if you want rulers, Command or Alt R, it goes away. Command or Alt R, and they come back. Okay, click in the middle, hold down. I'm using a mouse. Hold down, there you go. See that a dotted line? Let's see where this is. I'm going to let go right there. Oh, it didn't do it. Okay, sometimes it won't. You have to do this. Click on this side and pull this one out first, and then it'll do this one. I don't know why, but sometimes it does do that. Oh, it didn't do it on this either. Come on. Let's check View. Let's check Guides and Show Guides. There it is. So now we have too many guides, but I had that turned off. Everybody, notice View. If you go down, this is almost off the your viewing screen, but it's got guides and it's got hide guides, clear guides. I had it on clear. Okay, so here they go. Here we go. So I am going to make this go like this here for this window. Okay, so here's the pen tool. Let's lock this so it doesn't, I don't want to select it when I'm working. So let's just do lock selection. There we go. Okay, here's the pen tool. Okay, and I'm going to do this black outline. A lot of these decisions I'm making totally arbitrary, but you got to do something. So here we go. So I'm going to do black lines around here. Double click, black, and there we go, a black. And for here, for the time being, I think I'm going to put clear. Let's do cancel. I'm going to do clear for this, okay? So here we go. Pen tool. Let's make this larger. It's hard for me. I like to work larger. It's hard for me to see when it's this small. Okay, here we go. Pen tool. Where should we start? It's about here. See where the top of this, I think in a Volkswagen, this is the motor and this is like the trunk up here. So it's just a little bit below the trunk. Let's go. Click, click, pull. I'm going to curve. I'm going to click, click, curve, click, pull. You know, click, pull, and click, drag are the same, I hope, okay? When I say pull, click, pull. And there we go. That looks pretty good. This is more square, so, what should we do? You know what? I am going to fix this right now. Let's put in a point right here. Let's make this larger. So it's square with this, because it looks a little bit odd. So click on this and go to add anchor point. And all you do is just click on it. Go here, not to the selection, but direct selection. Click on it and just pull it like that, okay? And then with the handles, push this in. This is where it gets kind of touchy. You got to really work on this. I'm only going to spend so much time. I'll always go back and fix stuff, but I don't want these demos to take too long. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's look at this. Yeah, it's a little bumpy. Let's straighten this out. Let's go to this tool. This is called the smooth tool. It's kind of an interesting tool, actually. Watch. I'm going to go over this and I haven't used it in a while. So let's see if maybe I have to select it. Yeah. So let's click on this and let's go over it like that. And there it is. Isn't that neat? It just smoothed it out. That's pretty cool. So if I'm working fast and I'm being a little sloppy, this helps, okay? So it's kind of hidden here. You will usually see the pencil tool, but if you click on this lower lower right, it'll all of these will come up. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, there's 5 tools in here. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of cool. Let's leave it back on pencil. I'll use that more than anything. Okay, so okay, what else do we need here? Okay, we need to divide this. How are we going to do that? How about we take this off of here and we put this, where does it divide? Pretty much in the middle, lower back, middle. And what I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to experiment. I'm going to do a rectangle. Cancel. I am going to put the rectangle and just put it like this. And pull it down and pull it in a little bit, pull it in here. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay, again, I'm honestly just experimenting. I'm going to go over both of these. And let's do this. Let's go up to the, you can't, oh, there it is. It's showing up, Pathfinder. Okay, so here is the Pathfinder. Let's pull this over here. Okay? And let's experiment with this one. This one is a unite. Didn't work. Command Z. Okay, this is minus front. That kind of worked. That kind of worked. Let's just leave this at this. I know I'm kind of being sloppy here, but let's just leave this like that. That's not bad. Okay? So there you go. And let's do the inside clear. Okay, here's this, so let's just do white for the inside. Okay? Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Again, I'm surprised it even worked. I think I would like to get rid of this, but you could, but let's just leave it. Okay, now let's get rid of Pathfinder. Let's just put Pathfinder here. Okay. You can oh, you can pull this back. This sometimes gets to be a problem. Let's there we go. We want more room here. We don't really need this here. There. I want some room here. Okay, so let's make this smaller. Command minus, minus. Okay. So we have that. And we have this so dark. I don't know if I like the black, but we're going to keep it for a while. Black all around here. Let's do the undercarriage black, and then let's do the wheels. Okay. So let's see. Should we do the rounded? No. Let's do rectangular tool. You can tell I haven't done this already. So rectangular tool, and we don't want an outline. We just want the shape. I mean the fill. The fill of the shape. There you go. And now let's go click. And so how far does it go? About there. Okay. So and then I'm going to move this a little bit that way. And then I'm going to move this a little bit this way. And then I'm going to put this up here. Okay. So obviously I need something to go to back, something to need to go to front. I'm going to have this go to back. Object, arrange, send to back. There we go. And now I'm going to put the two tires on, tires, wheels, whatever. Okay, so again, I'm really simplifying this, guys. So if you have the time, please put some more detail into it. This would be really interesting challenge. Do this line. That would be interesting. Or this line. All right. Okay, so I'm going to hold the shift key down and the command, the alt. No, wait a second. It's the option shift. Click, pull. How does that look? A little bit too big. Click here. Hold the shift key down so you don't get a wobbly tire. Okay, now let's try it. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Okay. I wonder if it would look better if it was black like this. We can put another black just a black shape or whatever in here if we want. Okay. So here's one wheel tire, and we need two here. We need two here. So what I'm going to do is put a hubcap on it right away. Okay. Here is the ellipse tool. Once again, shift, option, and I'm going to make this gray. Again, just kind of just doing things on the whim. Too big. How does that look? I like this white line. It makes it look classier. Maybe I'll put that in later on. Okay, now I'm going to select both of these shapes, do a command or alt G, which is group. There it is. So now I can click on one and it goes all over the place. Okay? Now, I'm going to duplicate these. I'm not going to draw them all over again, okay? So I can either do Command C, copy, and then Command V, Command C, Command V, or I can click on this, oops, hold the Option key, and see what you get. It just makes another one. The advantage of this is you actually have to place it where you want it to go. Okay? Now there's a guideline here which is really nice, so I can use that for my guides for all these wheels. Okay, that has to be, see that? That has to all be the same, because otherwise this is not going to. And I notice this is off a little bit, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, so we have pretty much everything here. This is not touching. I'm gonna do a little bumper. Let's do the rounded rectangle tool. Okay, and let's do a bumper in front and a bumper in back. So I'm gonna hold the option down and put it there. It's a little bit too big. Let's pull it in. I'm looking at this. This is very simplified, as you can see. And this too. I'm going to simplify this and pull this up. Okay? So that's that. That's that. Obviously, there would be a hitch here. I'm not going to draw that on here. And so what's missing? Handle and the driver's steering wheel. Okay. Okay, here's the steering wheel. We'll do it gray or black. Well, gray looks good, but it's hard to see. Let's double click that, make it black. Okay. And then let's click on this. Hold the option key down again, and because we're going to make this into the driver's wheel, the steering wheel. Okay, if you select any shape, if you go to the corner, you'll see in the corner this back and forth arrow. Click and turn it. All right, this is our steering wheel. Okay, and that is, we are done with this. We're going to continue, and in the next phase of this is 3. Let's call this 3A. In 3B, we're going to make the thing that's going to come here. I'm going to have 2 big potted plants. So that's all for now. So do watch the next one. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'll see you in the next video.